the great state of Mississippi. Just moved here a month ago. And I had a question, and maybe you can answer it. We all remember after Carter left and Reagan came to office, we were excited about our new president as well as the contract of America. We can't ignore that there are some changing demographics here. And I think one thing that the Democrats are good at, and they're doing now, is quote-unquote preparing for the future. And they're going out for a certain demographic that 30 and 40 years to lock up a certain voting bloc. What I want to know is how can we appeal to that changing demographic without compromising our core values? I know one thing is less government. Being a healthcare professional, I can tell you that it's not going to be good. You want to have your doctors. There's no difference. I believe there's a difference between a doctor that graduated from Harvard versus somewhere that graduated outside the United States. And the doctors are not going to even see insured patients, and they're definitely not going to see Medicare and Medicaid. Those things are going to just, we can't afford it. Yeah. And so right now, that's one question that I can guarantee you that your health care is going to suffer. One thing is that what exactly are we going to do to repeal that bill, that spending bill, and how can we continue to keep that, think about that demographic and make sure that we had that excitement we did when Reagan came into office?
Well, I think one thing, we have to replace enough people in Congress, first of all, to be able to repeal the bill. That's the first step. You have to take it one step at a time. So we have to win enough seats in Congress. Hopefully, I believe we're going to take the House. I believe the House is going to be Republican next year. The Senate, I'm not sure, but mainly because I've been focused completely on what's going on in the House. I think we need to get back those core values of less government intrusion into our lives. I think right now, people that look back a couple of years ago and were looking for some kind of change, didn't get the kind of change they thought. And the people that I talk to right now in the 2nd Congressional District, even young adults, are worried about their kids. They're worried about, what are they going to have? What kind of opportunities are they going to have? And so I think we just need to keep looking at what can we do to make sure that our kids have the same kind of opportunity we have to realize that American dream. That people we try to nail it all down and say what one issue is this issue or this issue or that issue. But most of the time, I think right now, the people I talk to are scared. They're scared about where we're going as a country, and they're wanting to make sure that we don't mess up, that we don't get so far outside of where we ought to be and where our government ought to be that we can't pull them back in. And I think a lot of people right now are looking at November as kind of that breaking point. If we get through November and we haven't made some changes, we haven't changed these seats around, we haven't gotten control back, part of Congress, then where are we going to be? I mean, how far gone are we going to be? Is it going to be too late? I hear people all the time talk about it's going to be too late if we get past that point. So I think that's where we are, and that's what we need to be focused on, is making sure that it's our country. It's the people's country. It's not that we have a government that reigns over us and tells us what they're going to do, and if we don't like it, they shove it down our throat. That's not it. It's a government that listens to the people and hears what we have. Not just listens, but hears what we have to say, and then acts in our best interest. It's all about trust. When's the last time you trusted your government? When's the last time you when's the last time you really felt like you had somebody from the 2nd Congressional District that would represent you in Washington? It's been a while. I think that's the way we appeal to all, from the bottom to the top, the whole demographic. It's an issue about trust. And I tell people all the time, if you're doing good, if you're doing better than you were 2 years ago, things are going well and you like it, then hang in there. But if it's not going well and you don't like it, you need to do something else. And it's time to do something else. Where you live in Mississippi?
Oh, I'm from the Mississippi Delta, Clarksdale, Mississippi.
Yeah.
It's the home of the blues.